If the idea of losing body fat this year has you thinking that you need to track every bite of food, go to the gym 7 days a week, weigh yourself every day, or start another all or none plan, then this video is for you. Because real fat loss doesn't require obsession, restriction, or hating yourself into change. What it requires is a real sustainable plan that you can keep up long term. Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Misha. If you are new here, I'm the founder of Empower Coaching, and every single year we help hundreds of women just like you lose body fat in an enjoyable way without restriction or giving up their life. Today I am here to share a few little tips and pointers of how you can lose body fat in 2026 in a calm, enjoyable, sustainable way that works long term without turning food or the scales into something that we demonize. I wouldn't call myself anti-diet. Sometimes we need to push hard to get a result, right? However, as a holistic based approach coach, I believe that fat loss should add value to your life, not take away from it. Let me be clear, the approach that we take with clients is still results driven, but we're just not sacrificing your mental health to get there. And actually, one of the most important parts of your journey is working on your mindset before the fat loss even comes, because if you can be in a good, sound, happy mindset, fat loss is a breeze. Okay, the first thing I want to talk about is that sustainable fat loss is boring, and it should be. At this time of year, we see crazy diets circulating around the internet, no carbs, extreme deficits, cardio every day, 75 hard, but how long can you actually keep that up for? It's not sustainable and it feels quite chaotic. Sustainable fat loss is built on consistency, not the intensity that you work at. What you should be aiming for this year is doing reasonable things for an extended period of time, not extreme things for 2 weeks and then giving up. If your plan only works when life is calm and motivation is high and everything's going perfect, that is not a plan and you need to change it. Your plan should be doable even when life is busy, even when life is stressful, even when motivation is low. Give yourself time. Instead of trying to do a diet in 8 weeks, give it 16. It means you get to still socialize, still do the things you enjoy, but also still become the happiest, healthiest, and most confident version of yourself. Number 2, behavior is the most important thing that drives fat loss, not being perfect. You don't need to have perfect macros, you don't need a perfect week of training, and you don't need to start over every single Monday. What you actually need to do is repeat behaviors. Eat mostly nutrient-dense foods. Move your body regularly. Strength train between 2 to 4 times per week. Prioritize 7 to 9 hours sleep per night. Drink 2 to 3 litres of water per day. Implement some stress management tools and techniques into your week so that you're not getting overloaded and overwhelmed. None of these approaches are perfection. They are just repeated behaviours that's actually quite easy to carry out week to week because we're giving ourselves a buffer. Missing a workout doesn't ruin progress. Eating off plan also doesn't ruin progress. What ruins your progress is your mindset relating to it, that has sent you off track and that you have to start again. There are no start overs, we just continue forwards. Next up, you don't need to obsess over food, you just need to be intentional and build awareness. Calorie tracking is not a magic tool for fat loss. Yes, it will help speed up your results if you're new to it, but it's not the be all and end all. It's simply just a tool. And actually what's going to help you achieve results that last long term is learning to understand nutrition, how to portion control, how to eat mindfully and listen to hunger cues so that you're not overeating or equally undereating as well. How to build a balanced plate so that when you eat out or when you go on holidays or when, God forbid, you don't have your weighing scales for food, you don't lose your head, you can still stay on track. You don't need to track every single gram of food all of the time for the rest of your life. You don't need to label foods as good or bad, and you don't need to feel guilty for eating out. What you need to learn is balance and a non-restrictive approach that gives you structure while also being able to live your life. And before I move forward, you should track your calories if you are trying to lose body fat, and you should be as accurate as possible, but it doesn't have to be 100% of the time. One thing we do with clients if they're tracking calories, one thing that we do with our clients is we recommend 1 day per week where they don't track. They are just intentional. They eat mindfully, they listen to hunger cues, they learn how to balance their plate. And this allows them to not demonize foods. It teaches them how to listen to hunger signals without a number being placed on it, and actually builds a very healthy relationship with food. Onto the scales, the one thing that so many people let control their moods and whether they stick to a plan or not. Body fat loss is not linear, and your scale weight can fluctuate for so many reasons. Water, hormones, stress, salt, training. These are just a few reasons why your scales might fluctuate up and down. If you're weighing yourself once a week and you're getting disheartened that the scales hasn't shifted, it's probably due to other factors outside of fat loss. If you are going to weigh yourself, I would do it a couple of times a week to get a rough average, but also equally use other metrics because progress shows up in so many different ways. Your clothes fitting better, more strength in the gym, better energy, a better relationship with food, more presence with your loved ones. If you are new to the gym, there is also the likelihood that you are building an element of muscle while also dropping body fat if you're strength training. And sometimes that won't reflect in the scales, but visually you could look so different, which is why I recommend take progress pictures instead of just constantly relying on the scale. Before stepping on the scales every week, have a mental check-in with yourself. Ask yourself, how did my clothes fit this week? How was I feeling in myself? How were my energy levels? That way then the scales loses its power because you are reflecting on all of the good parts of your week instead of just focusing on a number. We want to use the scales as an information metric, not the be all and end all. And finally, what we want to aim for is calm consistency. Fat loss shouldn't feel chaotic, stressful, or all-consuming. When you learn how to take a calmer, more confident approach, you are also accepting that progress might be slower, but it's going to last longer. You learn to adjust instead of panicking when things don't go to plan. You are focused on your habits, not the extremes. And you learn how to trust the process because everything is going to come in ebbs and flows. You don't need to fight against your body anymore to get a result. You just need to learn how to work with it. If you have been stuck in a cycle of starting over and over again every single year, take this as your sign to maybe try a different approach this time around. Instead of going on another 8-week shred, give yourself the permission to step into a new era of building a lifestyle that lasts. And if this approach resonates with you, please like this video and make sure to subscribe to my channel. It's super helpful. And I'm also going to pop my coaching application in the link below because we have got spaces open. And if you're a woman who is sat here thinking, this is me, we can help you, girl. Fat loss doesn't need to take over your life. See you in the next video.